Good morning. It is a beautiful foggy morning here in my Appalachian Shire, and I'm thankful that I'm going to be able to capture on this video why they call it the Smoky Mountains around here. So, as you can see, hopefully this camera is picking it up. Let's go this way. I hear a car coming. You can see that where the hills roll and the tree lines are, the misty fog of the morning sort of makes it look like everything's on fire and this is all smoke. And of course, this is why it's called the Smoky Mountains. Oh, and here comes the school bus. Let me walk over here. Okay. We can enjoy some nice scenery here. All right, the school bus is gone. Very good. Now we'll follow in its wake here and walk up there, and you should be able to appreciate more of the beautiful scenery here. Oh, we have horses over here. Good morning, horses. How are y'all? Oh yeah, look how pretty here. See? I don't know how well it'll pick up or show, but you should be able to see gradual steps of tree lines and hill lines fading and getting dark and getting fuzzier because of the low-lying clouds and fog and stuff. And that is why this place is called the Smoky Mountains. I slept pretty well last night, so physically I feel okay today, and mentally and emotionally I'm doing a little better than I was. I am struggling though with, you guys remember how a little over a year ago I decided to take back up miniature gaming, and I got into Age of Sigmar with some friends of mine that I've known for 30 or 40 years. Not 40, like since the early 90s, so like 30 some years. Well, I wish I kind of hadn't, because now I feel this burden of like having to go there, having to paint miniatures I don't want to paint. I don't like the game. I guess it's healthy and good to go see these people every other Sunday and hang out with them and play with them, I guess. But like, I just don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to feel so alone, but at the same time, I don't have anything in common with these people really anymore. And I don't enjoy the activity they do. And I guess it's fun to leave my house and go stand around with some nerds and talk for a few hours. But it just feels like a burden, and I just don't want to do it anymore. Hey, do you guys feel that way about anything? Because on the one hand, I feel like it's good for me to make myself socialize with like normie people who aren't connected to or care about anything. But on the other hand, I don't have anything in common with them, and I barely enjoyed the time I spend there. So I just keep thinking to myself, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? Is this really healthy? Is this good for me? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. Look how pretty. I love how the fog looks. So pretty. We'll walk up here for a minute. Let's see if we can get a good view from up here. Oh yeah, this is nice. We'll have us a nice panoramic here. We'll go all the way around and enjoy the fog, especially over there. Looks good. Yeah. Well, it seems that we are probably in for at least a few weeks of decent temperature, because the relentless heat of August seems like it has broken a bit for a while. And sometimes here where I live, when that happens, it means you don't really get any more summer. It starts cooling off. And I hope that's the case, because the last several weeks have been pretty miserably hot and humid. So hopefully it's getting a little better. What on earth happened here? Look at this. It's a big gash in the asphalt that goes into the dirt here. I wonder what this was. My goodness. I don't know what that could have been because there's no tire marks. What is that? Very interesting. That puzzles me. I don't know what could have done that. What could have done that? Was somebody out here with well, no, that doesn't make any sense. Well, cue the X-Files music. That was very bizarre. I wish I knew what that was. And I think I hear a car coming in the distance. We might have to, yeah, it's a work truck. So let's go ahead and walk over here. I don't want to cut anything out of the video today. So we'll just walk away from the road. And let that work truck pass. And there it goes. Goodbye, work truck. Oh yeah, real pretty up here. We'll enjoy the fog rolling over this little farm here. I'm thankful to live where I do. It's very beautiful here. So I guess what I want to ask all of you who listen to me, as you have become older, do you think that it is a good idea to try to make yourself spend time with... Uh-oh, another school bus is coming. I really wish that I wouldn't be so interrupted. Okay, let's try that again. Now that the school bus left. Do you think that as you get older, for those of you who perhaps are, well, we'll say older than 35 or so, as you become older and you think about the morning, as you get older and you think about the things that matter most to you, family, children, things like that, do you deprioritize things that you used to prioritize when it comes to your own well-being, like going to do whatever it is that makes you happy, fishing, playing tabletop games with friends at a gaming store, playing online video games, etc.? When you deprioritize that stuff and you missed it, did it eventually, like, eat at you? Or did you just sort of forget about it and it doesn't matter anymore? Because I don't really have family and kids to live for. I'm not I've never wanted kids. I don't really have like a nesting syndrome energy in me, like to build, like to be a homemaker or that kind of thing. So, like, to me, I love doing things with people I care about. Camping, hunting, fishing, playing games, watching movies, working on a home project to build stuff together. That's the kind of stuff that gives me joy and passion with people that I love. Is building and doing. I like that stuff. When it comes to, like, interior decorating and being a homemaker and all that stuff, I just don't give a shit about that. I don't know if that's because I'm a hillbilly or not, but like almost nobody I know is like that. So, ooh, this is pretty here. Look how foggy. We'll go ahead and turn around here at this barn and head back, I guess. So, boy, it sure is pretty today. I love the fog. But I gotta peel myself away from this and we'll have a talk. So, I've made myself every other Sunday, almost without break, for over a year now. I have gone to a gaming store and visited my friends who play Age of Sigmar. Silly tabletop game, your old ice, fantasy monsters, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't like the game. I barely like the friends I used to have because we have nothing in common. And all they talk about is nerd shit. They don't talk about anything important. They don't talk about anything real. They don't talk about politics or news or anything mature. None of that. All they talk about is internet memes and jokes and really shallow, like 90s to aughts humor. And I'm just like, man, it's really like these people still live in the 90s or the early aughts. And I have nothing in common with them and nothing to say. And it's bizarre to go to a place where there are people between the ages of 20 and 50 and they all act like it's the 1990s. It's weird. Like, maybe I'm spoiled by living on the internet for the last 15 years. But, like, is this what normal people are like? I wonder. It's weird. So, I don't know. I haven't really, like, pushed the envelope with them. But I worry if I do, they won't like me and they won't want me to be around anymore. But at the same time, why should I even push the envelope? Why should I care? Why should I try to talk about important issues with people who clearly just don't give a shit? And so then now we're back to my original problem of, why am I doing this? I thought maybe by reaching out and having some kind of normal contact with people who I've known most of my life, it might help me. Maybe it did. But now it just feels like a social burden that I get anxiety from. I'm like, well, I spent all this money on these miniatures. I asked these people to include me in their social group. They welcomed me back in. Now I feel like I have a burden to paint these fucking miniatures for a game I don't want to play, to go visit people that I have nothing in common with, and I don't really get anything out of it. So it just, I feel like I am just a fucked up person. And no matter what I do, I'm missing something critical that I can't have. And no matter where I try to find that thing, who I try to build it with, it just doesn't work. And that's very disheartening, because I feel like that means I'm just going to be sort of empty and miserable the rest of my life. And Newsfist and my mother and a few other of my Christian friends tell me that I could fix this with church and God stuff. Well, I'm very skeptical of that, because I've tried that my whole life. And it just doesn't work. It's the same kind of burden that I feel playing games with these people every other Sunday. Is, well, I gotta go to church. I gotta do this to please these people. All for a God that I don't believe is real. All for a religion that I don't believe in the dogma of. And it's just, it's the same sentiment there when I try to do church stuff. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird wanting to have faith but not being able to have it. It's very strange. And I've tried everything I can to fix that problem, and it just never fixed. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm dealing better with my frustrations and sadness than I was. So, better is better. And generally, I'm a happier person than I was a couple years ago. I struggle. I have darkness. And I struggle with loss and frustrations and impotent rage of not being able to fix all the problems that we're aware of. I struggle with that a lot. But I do my best to put it behind me and just try to live as normal and healthy of a life as I can around here. And, you know, I guess I've had some success. I'm less miserable than I was, and I'm more productive and healthier than I was. So, I guess that's good. Well, let's wrap it up here where my favorite tree used to be before they took it down. Oh, you can see such beautiful fog and terrain here. I love it. Very thankful to be from here. Well, I love you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful week. And I'll see you Thursday evening, probably, with Chris. I know he has a vacation scheduled coming up soon. Every year, him and his family go to somewhere. And I think that's either next week or the week after, but if it's this week, I'm sorry. But probably I'll see you Thursday night with Chris. Have a blessed week, everybody. See you next time.